So you have decided that you want to move towards an integrated life where the aspects of you that are beneath your conscious awareness are now something you want to bring forward, contend with, move towards a life where you're no longer an internal conflict. And you want to make peace with your past. You want to look forward to the future. And you want to also simultaneously be in the present to enjoy the day-to-day. And so I want to show you a couple things today and help you guide you along a direction that might help you, give you some different perspective, and hopefully actually start snowballing. If you're in the midst of an integration, this will be great for you. If you're also new, this is a wonderful place to start. And just as a heads up, for those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. For those that have been returning, welcome back. If you want to get deeper insight as to integration, identity loss, click the link down below. It'll send you over to my newsletter. Sign up to my private community. I'm also going to send you my 3-step identity rebuilding guide. And I also have a super exciting announcement. Now, typically when I do my private coaching with individuals and my clients, I do it all privately through personal emails and at my facility that I own. So I own a Jiu-Jitsu Academy. I do it through there. But I'm finally, in the coming week or so, going to be opening it up to all of you guys. So I have some slots available. If you want to get first dibs on that, click the link, sign up to the newsletter, and then you're going to get first links sent to you about my calendar dates. That way you can book an appointment and we can actually work towards integration. I know when it comes to this topic, it can be overwhelming and trying to figure out where do you even start. I get comments often that mention how they're struggling with trauma, struggling with memories. They feel everything is going downhill. They don't know how to get out of it. Well, this is sort of a video for you just to give you some peace of mind as to how you can begin. So the first thing to know is there's 3 channels we want to clear up. So you have your past, which is memories and shadows. Number 2, you have your present, which is the day-to-day activities. And then you have your future. You have your future. By the way, that's why I don't edit any of these, because I want you to see me for what I am. Sometimes I stutter, sometimes I slip up. And I think considering that I'm trying to help people be as authentic as possible, this is a good practice for me. So if I stutter and mess up, you generally saw me mess up. And yeah, anyways. So then we have the future. The future is essentially your ideal, your potential. We want to have all 3 channels clear communication going back and forth in order for you to be in a state of calm, directed, gut, intuitive state. To be in that united state, all 3 channels must be aligned. Now, at a deeper level, we go one step below that. Then you have mind, body, and soul. The mind is essentially working on your thoughts. What are the thoughts you say day to day? What are the stories you repeat? What are essentially your loop patterns? You have the body. What are the exercises you're doing to keep your body slightly in shape? You don't have to be a star athlete. I was training insane amount of hours, but I wanted to perform at a high level, but you don't need to do that. But you do need to exercise just a little bit. Some just get the engine flowing to get things moving. And then finally you have soul work, which is shadow work. Taking what is the pains and the traumas and bringing it to the forefront and contending with them. Now, where do you begin on all these things? My simple answer to you is pick the area you feel most confident you can actually start and implement. I know depending on our personality type, some of us want to go for the utmost challenging thing. Maybe we want to go straight to tackling our memories, tackling our past. And maybe we've tried it and it's just a little bit too much. It's too overwhelming. And it can frustrate you and actually send you on a downward spiral where you attempt it, it doesn't work, you feel defeated. Therefore, you take another couple weeks to just sort of sulk, and then you try it again, and then just rinse and repeat. Instead, I'm a big believer, this is something I advocate to all my clients, micro to macro. Small steps will lead to bigger changes. In other words, let's say the first thing, if you and I were in a conversation on our call, and we're doing some mind work, we're doing some soul work, but we find that the body is what we really need to tackle because it's been completely neglected. Now, I can offer you a suggestion to say, well, why don't we go start lifting weights tomorrow? Let's go take up some martial arts, but that might be overwhelming. So instead, what I always advise is what's the minimum you can start doing tomorrow? Forget being embarrassed. Forget what other people think is qualified as standard exercise. Forget all that noise. Just completely forget about it. What is a big step for you? That big step could be waking up in the morning, going for a 10-minute walk. It may not seem like much. It may seem minuscule in comparison to those that jog every morning for 2 hours and 3 hours, or those that go lift weights twice a week, 3 times a week. But again, remind yourself, this is not about other people. Before you can start being concerned about other people and how you can make changes to their lives and how you can make an impact, you have to make the biggest impact in yours first. Start with small, achievable tasks. So if it's in the body, do a 10-minute walk every morning for 10 minutes. I would even recommend, this is something that most people don't publicly recommend, but what I say is go even slightly below what you think you're going to do. So if you think, okay, I'm going to go for a 10-minute walk, go for an 8-minute walk, 7-minute walk. Go slightly below. What's going to happen is you're going to feel the sense that when you're done, oh, I think I could have done more than that. I think I could have done for 10 minutes. And when you get that feeling, great. Go home, move on with your day. Next day you wake up, guess what? You go for another 8-minute walk or 7-minute walk, whatever it was. You do that for a week. And what's going to start to happen, you're going to really feel this. If you're paying attention to the internal, to the inner voice, something within you is going to say, I think we can push it 1 more minute. We can push it 2 minutes. It's fine. And then when you start to feel that calling, you start to feel that shift where, we can actually put a little more pressure on ourselves. Then you elevate it to a 10-minute walk. And then you keep doing that over and over and over. And believe it or not, it isn't so much the 10-minute walk that you're going to wake up one day and feel like, oh my gosh, I feel confident and strong. What you're really going to feel is that when you told yourself to do something, you did it. That you actually stayed consistent with it. You showed up for yourself. That is what's really going to count. Now let's jump to a different one. Let's say mind. We want to work on the mind. Okay, well, let's say during any given week, we have 20 negative things, dialogue that just takes away power from within. Well, the first thing we could do is instead of saying, well, let's just completely remove all the bad words and let's completely stuff ourselves with positives. It may be too aggressive, too big a shift, and I find oftentimes those that spike with too much, they get a huge hit of motivation, but then when reality hits and life gets hard again and your mind goes into a slump, you're going to find it absolutely impossible to go back to the standard that you set at the very beginning. So again, micro to macro. If you have 20 things you say to yourself every week that you find drains your energy, start by taking away 5. And you want to build awareness, start catching yourself in the moment. Now, bear in mind that you might slip up, you might forget and actually say those additional 5. And what do? Do you bash yourself? Do you criticize? No. None whatsoever. You stay consistent and proud of yourself that you are on track towards integration. It's the fact that you are moving in that direction that should give you that sense of excitement and hope. 1% every day will compound at the end of the year. And your life will look so different, you have no idea. I'll give you a quick example with one of my clients that I work with. When he first came to me, he was sulky, sad, rounded shoulders, had a disconnect from his soul, only inhabited the realm of the ego, but not in an inflated sense, but in a fearful, anxiety state, worried about the future, no girlfriend. And when we work together, the tasks are small. They're very minute. They're not meant to be anything dramatic. But there's always something slightly different and new on our calls. And as time went on, now I think it's been well over 6 months now we've been working together. He has, for him, I think he's pretty close to getting his driver's license to drive by himself, and he's in his early to mid-20s. It's something that he just never took advantage of given his life situation. So for him, this is a big deal. It's a big deal for him. Number 2, he's able to make solid eye contact with people when before that was pretty much impossible. He was able now to confront challenges in his life. So he's in a job where sometimes, he'll have to deal with customers who are being a bit egregious or obnoxious, and he would always find himself ignoring and trying to avoid that confrontation. But now he's actually tackling them. When he sees them, he takes care of it. And then finally, he's actually now moving into a relationship with somebody. And when him and I had this talk, he was reflecting on it, and we were saying that how it was just the little things that he did that added up to where now he's feeling the impact. When before we had to have constant talks about how don't bag yourself, don't be down on yourself for the fact that it's not here when you're here. I know you want to be there right now, but the reality is we can't get there quickly. So just enjoy the process of integration, and one day you will get there. And he is pretty much getting to that spot now where he's feeling good change. He's almost not recognizing the old self he was. Instead, he's seeing himself come out and evolve into the next layer. And so I want this to be a reminder, micro to macro. The three channels, the past, the present, the future. The subcategories, the mind, the body, and the soul. Tackle one of those three. And if you want, of course, deeper guidance and strategies on that, go ahead and click that button below. It'll send you over to my website, sign up to my monthly newsletter. And then I'm also going to send you my 3-step identity rebuilding guide as a toolkit to help you navigate identity loss, move you towards rebuilding purpose, rediscovering who you truly are, and living an ego and soul integrated lifestyle. So I really hope this video helped you out, and I am so excited to share my calendar with you in the coming week. And so if you want to get first dibs on that, sign up down below. I am beyond excited to meet you guys finally. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next video.